It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pats and the Ravens coming up next.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime.
The ball is teed up as rain continues to fall. And we're off from Baltimore. Antonio Gibson now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So out come the Patriots, ready for their first possession. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Kate, he's had some time to work past their last game, and he needed every second of it. A 4-interception game isn't easy for anybody to move on from, even for the shortest of memories. He's got to get his head right this week. This team needs him to deliver.
It's complete to Hunter Henry. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. They'll run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Going play action, May. Ramondre Stevenson makes the catch. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Here's May. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
First down throw for May. Brought in by Hooper. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. On play action, here's May. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. Running it after the penalty. Hits the end zone for the New England touchdown. The Patriots finish up an excellent opening series. Ramondre Stevenson, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
That one splits the uprights. And the Patriots will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, well, you better finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And that one's forward for 1, maybe 2 yards. Kyle Duggar hauling him down. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Lamar now from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They send one of the tight ends in motion right. First down, here's Lamar. Gets this one to Andrews. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. That was Harold Landry making the tackle. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 43. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Putting a receiver in motion. Jackson now on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
The Ravens gonna punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. New England taking the field, its second series of the game coming up. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early, and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them. Right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, you're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Operating from the gun, here's May. He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. And it wasn't a touchdown or a field goal, Brock, but hey, points are points, and their first points of the game come on that there safety.
You'll take them any way you can get them in this league, Kate, right? And if the defense has got to score and they've got to continue to score, that is just fine, because that is a breath of fresh air on that sideline and hopefully a bit of a kickstarter for their offense as well.
Always hurts to do this. They give up the safety and now have to kick it away. Begins his return at the 16. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Now we'll get set to see the Baltimore offense for the second time. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They've got first down from the 31. Henry gets it here to start the drive. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they shoot the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing the run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Play action now with Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tackled by Keon White there.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. He's got Andrews. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Pistol snap to Jackson. This is cut by Isaiah Likely. And they get this down to the 28. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Lamar off the play fake. He rolls to his right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the first quarter. 7-2 our score. Back to the bank in just a moment. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Hill will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Second and goal now, 5 yards more difficult following that penalty. Changing it up here, Jackson. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, and they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a second quarter lead. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Patriots running their offense out there. And their last drive reached the wrong end zone and equaled 2 points. So trying for the other end zone and 6 on this possession. To the air on first down, May. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens are going to have it after his second interception of the season. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Baltimore running its offense out now. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind at all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. Look at where they start with the football now. Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second and 6 now. Andrews with the catch. And he'll go down here at the 16.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up fourth down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
You know, it's almost like the defense heard that call in their helmet themselves. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And their reward is getting off the field.
Here's New England, ready once again on offense. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there one play before they were picked off.
And kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Patriots will have a first down. Throwing off the play fake here. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the... It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens are going to have it after his second interception of the season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
The Ravens trotting out their offense. They're already on a modest little winning streak here, currently in position to stretch it to 3 games as they take the field again. First down throw for Jackson. To the left side, caught by Andrews. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun, Jackson has him on the quick hitter. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On first down, Jackson. Brought in close to the 8. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. All right, so this solid first half continues from Brock. They're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. You always preach about coming out strong, and they've been the ones dictating the tempo. As a result, they add to their lead.
They'll try this extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Ravens push the lead to 2 scores now. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Returns looking good so far. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And the last 2 drives have been teaching tape for that defense, Brock, and probably have earned this offense a lecture in the near future as well. Just haven't been able to take care of that football.
Yeah, I just kind of want to focus on those guys, everything they're doing on that side, because the humble pie this offense has eaten, it's been a tough watch.
He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. 2nd down now, 7 to go. May now from the gun. Completed over the middle. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Sanusi Kane able to make that stop. 3rd and just 2 to go. Running for it with Stevenson. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a New England first down. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down, or chances to make up for it.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. From the gun, it's May. That finds Gibson complete. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
That's how you draw it up defensively. That's exactly what you want the coverage to do. Force that quarterback to throw it short and get off the field.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play fake, Jackson. Dump off to his fullback. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. That was Harold Landry making the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lamar now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
They send a tight end in motion. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Dump off caught by his back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Jordan Stout on now to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And the Pats will take over. May on 1st and 10. Lays out, what a catch! Patriots trying to hustle everyone up to the line. Here's the pistol snap to May. He'll get this to Henry. And a solid gain there, gets him across the 45 before he goes out. 2nd and 6 coming up here. May now. Not enough on this throw, it hits the turf instead of his man.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
May now on 3rd down. Brought in by Hooper. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down. To the air yet again, May. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. And now they face 2nd down. Back to the air, it's May. Oh no, they get him yet again! Nate Wiggins has got it! The 30! He's at the 10! And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6! That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens take a 16-point lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. On the return, here's Gibson. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. All right, so the Patriots headed out on offense again just before halftime. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. Now May coming off that pick. That'll be massive hit. The ball is out. And this is picked up by the Ravens. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. They have time to look to the end zone first here before they send the field goal unit out. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense. Ravens, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Back to the line they go. It's second down. Trying again, following the sack. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This only a chip shot from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And make this a 19.3 score advantage.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we've reached halftime here in Baltimore. The Ravens flying into the break with a lead. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
The Ravens were led in that first half by who else? The former MVP, Lamar Jackson. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. They send a receiver in motion right. Play action now with Jackson. This one's taken in by Hill. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. That was Harold Landry making the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Henry on the catch. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, Jackson. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it. New set of downs for him at the 38. Bateman, the motion man left. 1st and 10, here's Jackson. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Again, it's Jackson to the air. He's going to push one deep down the right. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Slot man motioned over. Jackson now on 3rd. This finds Likely. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Patriots offense all set to go. And turnovers, well, we all know, never okay for the players, certainly not okay in a coach's eye. And with as many as they've had here, Brock, gonna be tough to play these highlights back after this game.
Yeah, tough but essential, Kate, because watching these plays, this is the difference between good and great. I got to be around Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning didn't watch his highlights. He watched his sacks. He watched his interceptions. He wanted to critique himself through these difficult circumstances. And when you do, well, you could become a Hall of Famer like Peyton.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll send him over right. Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out. And 3rd and short.
They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock. And physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens will go on offense. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. The drive begins with Henry. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Pistol snap to Jackson. That's caught for the 1st. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st down, here's Lamar. That one complete to Hopkins. And he's across midfield into Patriots territory. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Lamar throwing again. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. And again, it's Jackson. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Encroachment defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still 1st down.
Encroachment on that previous play, and that makes this a much shorter 1st and 5. They put a receiver in motion right. Lamar off the play fake. Dumped off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Taken in by Likely. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Jackson's gonna throw again. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Working inside the red zone. Bateman hauls it in. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Lamar now from the gun. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes, incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Turning to Henry on 3rd. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens trying to end this before the final quarter. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens continue piling on to this lead. The Ravens kicking team is ready. Now they're going to send this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The New England offense running out now. And the turnovers have not helped as they find this game out of reach at the moment here in the 3rd. On first down, they'll start with Gibson. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Well, it looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They'll run here following the penalty. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out.
Ball start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. From the gun, it's May. Completed over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. The Patriots have it. 1 quarter to play in what's been a rough outing for them. Third and 4 coming up now. May now from the gun. That's taken in by Henry. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass, here's 2nd down. To the air yet again, May. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end. You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked up by Chidobe Awuzie. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
Now the Ravens all set for another possession. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Another run for Henry. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Henry running left. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Running once more with Henry. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Henry's going to try to pick it up. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He finds him beyond the marker. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10. Handoff headed right to Henry. He cuts outside. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end. Just need 2 more yards that they couldn't get on that last play. Here's 1st and goal. Trying to run with Henry. And he's brought down for a loss. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing. Nope.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Ravens continue piling it on here in the 4th. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens grow their lead yet again. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Return coming from the 6. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Now this offense ready to head back out. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. 1st down throw for May. It is caught left side. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 2nd and 3 now. From the 48. That one complete to Hooper. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a New England 1st down. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Patriots trying to do some window dressing. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's May to the air. Short pass brought in. And they bring him down around the 34. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 34. Pass taken in by Diggs. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
May on 1st and 10. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Here's Henry on the option. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And they're continuing to survive among the final remaining unbeaten teams across the NFL, as they're now up to a 3-0 start. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.